All right, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining in. This is the first session that we're going to be having under the education room, where we're trading live, sharing market insight, analysis, fundamentals, and macroeconomics as it may um, concern trading or the market, right? And please, if you can hear me, for those of you that are just joining, you can comment in the comment section to let me know that I am heard and you can see my screen and everything is going smoothly, right? Today, I'm going to be sharing a little bit of what I expect from a few pairs because, as a matter of fact, today is Friday and I don't really expect too much, from what's going to happen today. But while I'll be checking on the market, if you have any question as well, do well to say post the questions in the comments section, right? I'll read out the questions, I'll answer them, and of course, there is a chance for you to win some giveaways here today. I'll let you know once you hang long enough. I'll let you know how to win those accounts. Okay. So thank you very much um, for that, Nolly TV. Okay, I'm sounding loud and clear. All right, good. So for gold this morning, I don't know if V is here. I have V as well, who is my um, okay. In the meantime, I'll get back to you in a bit. All right. Um, yeah. So I can see people in the comment section. Um, Active, Senate, Soli, Soul Ignite says is active. Nolly TV say, how do you go about your daily analysis? I hope you can touch that when you are done, sir. Okay. All right. Definitely, I'll do that because today is Friday, so we don't really expect too much from the market, right? On Fridays, but we are here watching, and if I see opportunities, definitely I'll take them, right? But when it comes to the execution room, which is this episode brought to you by Funded Vest. And of course, here you can use the VIP code to get a 20% discount for those of you who are wanting to trade with Funded Vest. Yeah, so the itineraries that we have here is from Mondays in the execution room, which is going to be hosted by V. Uh, the fundamental analysis is for Mondays, where he's going to give you market insight and outlook of what's happening at the fundamental level, so you can actually know, align your technicals with the fundamentals of what's going on in the global economy, right? And on Tuesday would be technicals. That's where I come in to give you the weekly outlook, and then look for areas that we can buy or take some trade opportunities, right? And on Wednesday will be midweek macroeconomics fundamentals hosted by V. We'll come and give you guys, recap or any update that's as regards, the fundamentals, right? And on Thursday, I come in again for another technical analysis where I can actually give you guys trade opportunities to take out from and to look out, for. And then Friday is usually Q&A session. So if you have any question whatsoever, you can always ask your questions on Fridays. Though, if we have anything, in terms of the um, trade opportunities on Friday, we do take them. But I personally don't hold, trades over the weekend, right? So yeah, so Fridays are for Q&A session. So definitely, if you ask your questions, I could show you one or two things on the chart. And yes, we're going to do that today for Nolly TV, who is asking how do I go about my daily analysis, and they hope if I will touch on that. So definitely I will do that. All right. Big shout out to you. Oh, thank you very much. I see a lot of people in the charts. Yeah. Big shout out to you all. All right. So we still have time. So let me just take a chill pill and arrange some things in the background. I'll get back to you guys in a bit. But for now, I'm looking at gold this area. I'm looking to to sell more, and let's see how it goes. All right. All right, so let's let me address the question that was asked by Nolly TV. Guys, this is the first time we're starting this, right? And I need you guys to work with me. Don't worry. I'm going to do my best to answer every questions, right? All you need to do is just okay, we're gonna do it this way. All right, we're gonna do it this way. I want it to be more engaging, right? And I want to be much more relaxed. All right. I don't want to be because this is my first time using YouTube streaming live, and we're here for as long as Funded Verse keeps us here. All right. So, and you guys already know how I do my thing, right? It's not really a big deal when it comes to trading live and sharing my market outlook and analysis, right? But I want it to be more engaging, and I want us to be able to um, get comfortable, all right, with what we're doing here. So, we're going to be using um, the hashtag on X. All right, so that because the messages that might be coming here soon, I might not be able to keep track of all of them. All right, and if there's need for me to address something later, right, maybe there are a series of questions and I miss some, I can always go to the hashtag, on X, right? So we use the hashtag execution room. All right, and tag if you have any question, tag myself, tag V, tag Fundedverse. So if you don't know Fundedverse account on X, I just posted something in the comment section. You can follow the account, their main account, the Nigerian account, and join their Discord community and Telegram. Everything is right there in the comment section, right? So do that. Follow any question you have outside of the stream, and you want me to address it on this, on this live session. Just post on on X using the hashtag execution room and tag myself, tag funded vex, and I'll address tag V, tag funded vex, and myself, and I will address the question when I come on live here. All right. And then also, I just got an update that there'll be giveaways for some of you who engage very well here to actually test out and understand how you know um, the trading condition with funded vex, account, right? All right, yeah. So I just got the update that from next week. All right, they're going to be issuing out some, giveaway account for those of you who are engaging on here. And don't forget, you can always use the discount code VIP to, purchase 20% discount on the FX, right? All right. So, yeah. So for gold, this is what I'm looking at for. So let me answer the question that was asked by um, Nolly TV. He said something, right? He said, "How do I analyze my chart from the market from the daily time frame?" Right? It's pretty much easy. I think I have a trade set up on USDCHF. Let me see. Yeah, I think okay, it has tagged. Oh, nice. It has tagged. I have this set up. Yeah. All right. So let me quickly um let me quickly excuse me. Please confirm if you can hear my voice. Confirm if I'm loud and clear. I'm not seeing you guys active. If you're active, drop voltage in the chat, please. Drop voltage in the chat if you're active. Drop voltage in the chat if you're active. All right, thank you very much, guys. I'm happy that you can hear me loud and clear. All right, so let's dive into the question that was asked by Nolly TV. Big shout out! I like the fact that you guys all are active here, and that's why because I mean trading could be very very boring. It's a whole lot of waiting. All right, you have to wait, and wait. So during that timeout, right, I need to see your engagement because that's the only way I don't get bored on this side, right? So when I'm seeing your engagement, you're asking questions, ask any question. You guys already know that when it comes to trading, I always got you in terms of your challenges and your questions, right? So you can do ask. So for Knowledge TV, this is what we're going to do, right? If you I get on the chart, right? This is my thought process of the chart. All right. So the first thing I want to do is let's take let me look for a pair I use as an example. Um, Let me look for a pair that I can use as an example. Okay, so if I go to the chart, right? If I go to the chart, right, my thought process first I want to see what's happening on the monthly time frame. All right, and I want to know, where price is coming from and where price is going, right, on the monthly time frame. So that's all I really care about when I come on the chart, right? And most of the times, right, it's solely about just one candle on the monthly time frame. I think I have made reference to this, severally on my own personal Telegram channel where I teach, my community and tell them that look, you don't have to, start stressing yourself on the monthly time frame, weekly time frame, looking for, where the market is going. Whereas only one candle could give you that information, right? And you can see here currently right now, right? You can see that the monthly is bearish. All right, you can see that the monthly is bearish. All right, just mainly looking at this. All right, but does this like quantify the fact that the monthly is bearish? In my own opinion, currently right now, what I see, it doesn't because I'm not seeing this rejection coming from anywhere. All right, I just see it. So to me, it's just on the monthly time frame, right? We're inside this range. All right, we're in this range with the monthly time frame. All right. So to me, currently the monthly, as far as this candle is concerned, every other candle inside is a range, right? So the best thing I can actually do to approach this, all right, is to look for the midpoint of this particular range candle, right? That's the best I can actually do. Look for the midpoint. And one thing about the midpoint is that price will often get there and react either to the downside or break above it, come back, tap to the upside, right? So that's how to deal with the range. So it's either price gets to that midpoint and then pull back, or price break past the midpoint, tap this level, and then go up. So that's how we deal with the range. So currently, right now, looking at this range, I am currently bearish on this on the monthly time frame. So my directional bias would be what? Would be this target. All right, that's the most recent. All right, so I would now have to now go and confirm that on the weekly time frame. Right, so on the weekly time frame, you can see we're having series of reaction from that mid level. You can see how price got to that mid level, bounced the upside, broke. You can see how price had been ranging. All right, now weekly has confirmed the range that we have, but currently right now we are reacting from here. So where is price reacting from on the weekly time frame? I can take this level, all right, to see this rejection for last week. All right, so you see this where price is ranging from. So our target, immediate target would be what? Would be this low. All right, would be this low. And then on the daily time frame to confirm, since it's the range, I would advise my my community members to stay out of the range. All right, stay out of range. I really do not um, like the struggles that come with trading ranging market. But just for case study right now, as we pick this, I will just show you guys what I need to show you, and then we can look at some other pair that is not ranging. All right, now the daily time frame, I want to confirm if we are aligned with the weekly, right? And you can see we are definitely aligned with the weekly. Currently, right now, we have price reacting from this level. All right, and we can confirm that we are in a range, but we are actually bearish within that range. All right, so we have this. You can see that price is still consolidating even to the downside. All right, so the on daily time frame now, I can now trace my setup to align with what is happening both on the weekly and on the monthly time frame. All right. So one more thing to confirm this is to see that okay, price has aligned properly, and then we have what Yeah, so I'll be looking at price, to sell from this level. I'll be looking at price to sell from this level down to this. I can see people say they're not hearing me. Sorry, I mistakenly muted my mic, so that was why. I mistakenly muted my mic. That was why. Down to this level. So I'll be selling from here. If I want to change, I want to join this range in market on a card. I'll be looking for price to get to this point, and I look for confirmation on the 1 hour time frame to sell from here to this point. So that's exactly how I frame my buyers, to get my setup. All right. So I don't know why these guys are laughing because I muted my mic. I don't know if you guys are following me. Please, I need feedback, right? Before I show you guys another one, with another chart. All right. I need feedback in the comment section. Let me know if you heard me, if you are following, to let me know, and let's see how we feel from here. All right. All right, so yeah, so I'm back. I'm back. So I just got feedback from the team at Funded Vest, and they are willing to appreciate those who are active right on here, right? So if you are here and you want to, get or be counted amongst the winner for the giveaways, right? All you need to do is um, take a screenshot as proof that you were live or you were on this live session, post it on X using the hashtag hash execution room, tag myself, tag V, tag Funded Vest, and they are going to be selecting the winners from that hashtag. You see why I told you guys that the hashtag is very important for you to participate in, right? So that's the way the giveaway is going to be, selected. Okay, and yeah. So to continue the question of Nolly TV, all right. He asked another question. He said, "What's your approach to this goal?" Okay, my approach to this goal is very much simple. All right, my approach to this goal is very much simple, and I'm going to share that with you right now so that you can see it. All right. Like I said, today is Friday, so I'm really not looking at too much. I'm only on this trade setup I saw, which is the USD CHF sell. I'm trying to set it to this point. All right, that's the only setup. Today is Friday. I really do not trade because I don't want to hold trades here. I don't want to hold trade over the weekend, right? So once it's 6 o'clock, yeah, once it's 6 o'clock, I'm done. With anything I need to trade. All right. So for my approach to how I got this gold set up. So let's do that from beginning. Let's look at this from beginning. All right. Let me scrap this and let's look at this again. All right. Please pay attention and stay with me. The more you engage on the chart, the more I understand that you guys are here and you're following, right? But if you don't engage, I just feel that you're here to watch, right? And it really does not make sense because the essence of why I'm hosting this live is to carry you guys along. And of course, it's Friday, like I said, and there is really nothing too much on the chart to do, right? So if you have any questions on Fridays like this, any challenges you are going through, Funded Best has given you the opportunity to assess me and ask those questions. Definitely, I would answer your questions, right? And no matter how much struggles you are going through or challenge you are going through trading, with your trading journey, I have been there. This is my 10th year trading the financial market. So I have a very high level of experience that a lot of traders might still be going through currently and not know how to figure that out. Okay, so for gold, right? You see that on the monthly time frame, we've been bearish. All right, on the monthly time frame, we've been so bearish, right? And a lot of people tried buying from this level, yeah, right, which posed to be a reaction for the little buy that happened. I think it was yesterday or so, right? So it had a reaction right from here, which caused the price to buy, but we have sell continuation going on, right? So we're bullish on the monthly time frame, right? And on the weekly time frame, let's see on the weekly time frame. So what I got, you can see on the weekly time frame, we're also bearish. All right, so you can see that we had this point. Now look at this point here. All right, you can see how price reacted from this level. All right, you can see how price got to this level and then price pushed back to the upside. And then we had what? We finally had a breakout. All right. Now this breakout that we had currently right now, the target of this breakout will be this guy. All right, that's the target. That will be the target of this breakout, right? Will be this guy. All right. But now, if you would ask me, why did I just see the breakout and take the breakout? All right. There's always an answer. There's nothing random in the market. There's always an answer for every move that happens in the market. Now, why did you just see this breakout and take the breakout? Now, the reason why I took the breakout is because you can see that price reacted from this level here. All right. Price reacted from this level here. You can see how price got to this point, and then price pushed back, and then price finally broke out of that and came back to retest that point, right? So that retest is what is sponsoring the sell that we are currently. Now, price sold, and each time I always teach this to my students that after price takes out liquidity, the next thing that comes out is what? Expansion. So liquidity, what happened next? Expansion to the downside. And once price gives an expansion, it always leaves a volume two. And you can see this volume two here, right? Which is called the rejection block for those of you who understand ICT. All right, so you can see it here. All right, now price reacted from there, and then price is selling. That's how I framed that bias, right? So focusing more on this, we have this breakout currently right now, and on the daily time frame, it also aligns that we are what? We are bearish. So you can see how price has been creating lower lows. You can see it. You can see it on the line charts. You can see the structure, right? Has been creating lower lows, lower highs, right? And then currently right now, price has just taken out this new low. All right. So where is price now heading to? Price will have to head to the extreme of this new lower high. Now we now need to find a volume tool around that part that suggests an alignment with the daily. Now on the 4 hour time frame, what do you see around that part? Around that part, you now see that okay, we had what? We had a fair value gap here, which price mitigated and give a what? A sweep. And that sweep, so that fair value is volume, and then we had a sweep, and that sweep caused what? An expansion to the downside. And each time price reacts from a fair value gap, it's if it doesn't leave another fair value gap, then it is not strong enough. So it left another fair value gap. Right now, this is acting as liquidity, internal liquidity for price to come back take. So we have this volume tool. All right. So that is why I said I'll be looking for price to come back into this internal liquidity and then sell to the external. So I hope that was clear enough. I hope that was clear enough. So that's how I framed my sell bias for gold. All right. So I'm looking at this level actually, which is the midpoint of the fair value gap. All right. I'm looking at that level. I have my internal range liquidity here. All right. And then I'm looking to buy to sell, sorry, from this whole level. And I'm going to be using confirmation entry on the 1 hour or 30 minutes once price approaches this level. Please let me know if you're following. All right. So, like I said, today is Friday, right? So, me, I'm not really. I think this is the only trade I've taken today, which is this USD CHF. I marked it up um, early this morning, right? I marked it up early this morning. So, I really do not expect too much on Fridays, right? I'm just patiently waiting for this, right? Patiently waiting for this gold, and wherever I trade and get to in terms of the profit. If it does not hit take profit before the end of today or the close of market, I'm going to close the trade because I do not hold trade over the weekend, right? So that's why I said Fridays. I told you guys Fridays is basically for Q&A sessions, right? If you have any any question you want answers to, any challenges you are going through, paste them in the comment section. I would address them just as much as I have been doing, early this morning. And if you want to win the giveaway for next week, all you need to do right now is take a screenshot of this live session as proof that you were here and post on X using the hashtag hash execution room and tag myself, tag V, and tag funded vest. You tag funded vest, main account and their Nigerian account. Of course, everything I've posted in the chat session, right? I posted them in the chat session. Let me see if I can pin them. If I can pin, if it allows me to pin that, right? Then oh yeah, good. It allows me to pin that. So check the comment section. I just pinned it. All right, and of course you can use the VIP code VIP to get a 20% discount. However, you may wish to. All right. So one other thing I need to talk about here is someone is saying my network is acting weird, but the list out things I needed clarification on confirmation entry and psychology on how to pass an account. Okay, that's a different ball game in terms of answering that. All right, but when it comes to the technicals, that's where I'm here for. If you have any questions concerning technicals, ask me. We're going to be doing this together. All right, we're doing this. So let's see. If you have any? I don't think I have any other thing majorly, but let's check and see if there's any other thing majorly to look out for. Um, USD card is bearish. Is bearish. I expected a pullback to this level, but as you can see, it never came back. So I had an alert here. Expected a pullback to this level, but it never came back. All right, so that is out of it. Let's look for more, and let's see if we got on something. Okay, yeah, I've been expecting price. Yeah, this is also on the down, slight, like just a reaction to the downside, right? So I've been expecting price to come down to this level. So we're having price reacting from this level here. Having price reacting on the daily time frame from this level here. All right. And then currently we are here. We are at this point. All right. I should be looking at selling this pair two as well. I'm not selling this pair two as well. Let me see if I have my confirmation. Yeah. I think I have a confirmation here, but let's see if we get it better. But I'll be bearish on this pair. I'll be bearish on this pair. Okay. So I think one sweep down. So I want to see price close below here on the 1 hour time frame and give me something like this. Yeah, I want something like that. So if price doesn't break below this level, I'm not going to take a sell on this, right? Though, like I said, I'm already in a sell, right? This is just my analysis for this particular pair, all right? And today's Friday, so I don't really expect too much, from the market. So this is what I'm looking out for this. Once price break below closes below here with the 1 hour time frame, right? The next candle I expect to come into this point and sell to this point, right? You can mark this out and let's watch and see how that plays out, right? So that's another I have seen. Which other one? This one, I think I had the same for this, but the price has given this. All right, price has given this. So I have the same for this. All right, I want to see price coming to this point. All right, I have the same for this. and yeah. So these are the only pairs that I am looking at for today. All right, these are the pairs I'm looking out. So please, if you are following, type voltage in the comment section. I need to see that they are human beings here. Do you understand? And don't be how do I put it? Um don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to share your challenges. No one is judging anyone here. My duty here is to address your challenges, help you out where it didn't fit. And of course, I've been doing this for a very long time, and some of you guys know me. All right, so we just continue with that, and so let's just wait out and see what happens today, and see if we can actually get something. All right. All right, so I can see that a lot of you guys are. I can see that a lot of you guys are reacting in the comment section. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, guys, for for your activeness. Please don't forget. I want you guys to win accounts today, right? Do what I asked you to do because that was the feedback I got from the team at Funded Best. Use the hashtag execution room. Take a screenshot of this particular session to indicate that as proof that you were here, and you can stand a chance to win an account which they will be selecting a winner from. All right. So someone asked that my network is acting weird, but I've listed out things. I need clarification on confirmation entry and psychology of how to pass an account. Okay. All right. So for the confirmation entry, um, I'll talk about that. But for psychology, FS Queen is here. She would address that shortly. All right. FS Queen, over to you if you're here.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
All right. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's live section. So the psychological aspects of how to pass an account. Hi, Nolly. Are you active? If you're active, drop me a voltage right there. If you're active. Okay. So passing an account, yeah. It just simply based on how you want to do it. Now most individuals, all right, they feel like they need to pass an account in one go because they have the mentality that one particular trade should be able to help you to clear your account phases, all right. Whereas in the real sense is more or less your account has your daily drawdown and your max drawdown. And I always tell people that there is no reason why you should be losing your account based off your daily drawdown, to be honest. All right, let's have a real conversation here. Now, to be honest, if you're losing your account based off your daily drawdown, that simply tells you that you don't have discipline as a trader. Now, discipline in the sense that whenever you have a winning streak or a losing streak, you are meant to have the time you are going off the chart. All right. So if you're in a winning streak after two consecutive wins for that particular day, or even three, all right, you are meant to call it a day. Because even 9 to 5 workers, they have time that they go to work and they have time they go back home. So same thing should apply to us traders, whereas we have time we come on the chat and time we stay off the chat, irrespective of the outcome we get every single day. All right. Now the aspect of passing your account, you are meant to split your account in similar risk. Now the way I do it is very simple. If I have a 10K account, for example, I use what I call the 10 trade rule, in the sense that if my overall drawdown is $1,000, I'm gonna split it into 10 places. All right, that's to say I'm taking 1% risk on each trade, and it's only gonna take me 10 consecutive losses for that account to go one. And on no account will I increase my risk based on the hearsay that this particular setup is a very valid one, because honestly speaking there is no valid setup. Because if you see a particular setup, even nowadays the market does what we call v1's profits, in a sense that it's going to give you 1 hour running in profit, and before you know it your SL is being activated. Now with that said, if you want to be trading with peace of mind without thinking will this trade pass my account or not, one, only risk at least 1% of your account to be on the safe side. And two, cultivate the habit of set and forget. All right. Most of you, anytime you're on the chat, right, you want to place a trade. And when you place a trade, you need to understand that whatever happens in the market, once you press the buy or sell button, it's left for the market to decide. It is out of your hands. But if you end up checking the chart every 5 to 10, 15 minutes, you're not doing yourself any good. You're just giving yourself unnecessary pressure. So to be on the safe side, once you take a particular trade on your account, allow it to play out as long as your risk is within that range of one to okay, as long as your risk is within that range of your 0.5 to 1%. All right, that's for that. And let's say for example you're on a losing streak, yeah. Now this is how I do it. Most people will tell you if you're on a losing streak on your account, If you're risking 1%, you have to reduce it to 0.5. But me personally, I would love to maintain my risk. Now you might ask, why would I want to maintain my risk? Very simple. I'm a kind of person in the sense that if I am risking 1%, yeah, and I have like three losses rather, that means I'm down 3%. Now imagine the next trade gives me 5 arrow. That is, I've recovered my 3 arrow and I'm up 2%. But in the case whereas you have reduced your risk to 0.5%, that means you won't be able to recover the whole losses and make extra profits at the end of the day. So the first rule is maintain your risk no matter the outcome of the situation you are in on your funded account. The second rule is accept the risk and move on. Because if you're trying to pass an account, never tie down the idea of this account is all I have. Because once you have that idea, you are going to be losing and the losses are going to affect you. And once they affect you, you won't be able to allow that account to go. Because I've seen individuals that use 1 year, 2 years to pass an account. It's not good. At least max that should take you to pass your account is at least 2 months. All right, I'm not giving you a timeline, right? I'm not saying at least 2 months you need to pass your phase one and your phase two accounts. All right, even if it's phase three, at least 2 to 3 months. All right, should give you that timeline to pass your account. So if you want to be able to maintain the losses or the wins of your account, accept the risk before you take any trade. All right, and two, do not revenge your trades. On no account do you revenge trades because you're trying to make back the profit you lost in a day or in a week. I've seen guys that will be up 5 arrow in a day, and by the end of the day, instead of to close their systems and go and do one or two, they'll try and recover or even pass their 8%, which is very, very bad. And the number three is don't try to pass your phase one or phase two with one trade. It doesn't always end well. All right. And and always accept the fact that losses are normal. Even if you are down 5%, it is not the end of the road until you have hit the main drawdown target. All right. I've seen some people that are down 7.9% and it was remain 0.1 and they were able to scale up and recover the losses and even pass their account in the next trade. So even if you are going through the struggles of trying to pass an account and you have not been able to pass it, my dear, allow the account to go because you will be giving yourself unnecessary headache trying to hold on to past experiences. All right. So try and understand that even if the account goes today, you can be able to get on that account. Because when you try to tie down one account based off the emotional trauma you're having with the previous losses, you will not be able to pass an account. So if you blow one account today, learn from the losses that you have. So you repeat on the next account. Don't try to increase your risk when you're on losses. Most of you do it. If you're on losses, you try and increase your risk, hoping that the price is going to come back and give you few profit. It's not. It doesn't work well at all. All right. So try and understand that even if you are trading and you're in drawdown, just keep a positive mindset that at the end of the day you're going to come out of that drawdown and always take at least 2 to 3 max trades a day. All right, either they're in profit or in losses. Learn to close for the day. All right, don't do anything more than that, and try and do some things outside trading. Go for sport, go for exercises, just go out. All right, take a drink with a friend or just go and explore wherever you want to explore, because there is life outside trading itself. Don't let your accounts outcome tie down your emotions on a particular trading day. Okay, so no, Nolly, are you good with that? Nolly, are you good with that? Let me know if you're good with that. Okay, come on, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here live and clear.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna be here. If you have any other question based off psychological aspects, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be here to answer it while I hand it over to Uncommon to take up the technical. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, FX Queen. I hope that was good for you, Knowledge TV. Like I said, if you have any questions on Friday, regarding your challenges and on stuff you're going through, always come here and let us know. Right? On Mondays we have the fundamentals and macroeconomics with V. Tuesday technicals with me. Wednesday mid week macroeconomics and fundamentals with V as well, and Thursday is Technicals again with me. And of course, like I said, Friday would always be for Q&A session because we really don't expect too much on Fridays as we don't trade over the weekend, right? And if you have questions, of course, drop them here. If you can't, use the hashtag hash execution room on X. Post, ask your questions, or let us know what you've learned from the live trading session. But ensure to take a screenshot to indicate proof that you were on, at the live section, and tag Funded Vest, the main account, Funded Vest, my jar account, tag myself, tag FS Queen, and tag V. Those information on regarding what to tag are pinned in the comment section, right? And of course, Funded Vest will pick their winners for the week from that hashtag, right? And um, as regards what we are going to be doing moving forward, it's basically every day of the week, and London, specifically London session from 8 a.m. to 12:30, and New York session starts from 1:30 to 3:30. All right, so I believe 3:30. Yes, yeah, to 4:30. All right. So we're going to be here live. We can look at things together. If you have questions, definitely that's why I'm here. All right. So let's just do watch out. We're waiting for gold to buy up to this level. We are not doing anything on gold until price gets to this level. All right. I've explained my thought process and how I got this to you guys, right? So we're waiting till price gets here. We're only going to look for a sell opportunity around this area, right? We might not get to all these places. I just mark here as the overall area we're looking out for. But basically, a sweep has happened here, an expansion has happened here. We have internal liquidity here, and we have a volume too. So we expect price to get to this point and then dump. All right. For AUD JPY, I think I also have the same thing, right? The same thing, right? For that. Euro JPY as well. I'm waiting for price to break below here on the 1 hour time frame. Once it breaks and closes below here on the 1 hour time frame, then wait for price to pull back into this point, and then we sell to this point. For USD CHF, I see some of you already in the sell as well as indicated in the comment section. So we just hold the trade regardless of the outcome, right? We'll hold the trade. So that's all. So let's just take a time out. We still have time and enjoy the ride. All right, guys. So we are still on this, right? Let me just give an update on what's happening on what I'm seeing. Currently, we're looking at AD JPY, right? I'm waiting for price to, come up to this level and then we dump to this level, right? That's what I'm waiting out for that. For USD CHF, we're still on the sell, right? It's still going on. We might actually see price pull back into this level, all right? We might actually see price pull back into this level for, for re-entry for those who might still want to enter the trade, right? All right, and for Euro JPY, yeah, we're waiting for price to break and close above here. We have 40 more minutes for price to close below this line. Once it closes below this line, we can have an entry from here down to this point, right? For gold, we're presently waiting for gold to buy at this point, sell, right? So we're not doing anything on gold until price gets to this point. We're not doing anything on Euro JPY until this candle closes below here with the body. And for AUD JPY, we are also waiting for price to push down to this point. In the case it doesn't push point before hitting target, then we consider it a miss entry. All right. For USDCHF, I've already told you price will likely pull back into this level for a re-entry for those who were not able to, to get in on the trade. So V is going to come in and talk a little bit about fundamentals, and they'll see how we can go from there. V, are you there?
Yo, 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 good morning, good morning. Can you hear me? Come on, I'm audible, please confirm.
Yes, you are. You can go ahead.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to the listeners. How has been our week so far? Yeah, so the week for us right over here, right, has been a lot of crazy ones. And if you look at what has happening globally, all right, the market has been extremely volatile. You understand? And it's because of the ongoing war in the Middle East, right, between the US and Iran and other macro reasons, right, that has been moving the market, right. First of all, I let's look at the stock market first, right. If been Thursday, which is yesterday, right. All right, sorry guys for the break. Okay, so within yesterday, which is Thursday, right? You could see that the stock market we talk about talking about the US 30, the US 500, the US Tech 100, and the small cap 2000 stock market generally, right? They have been on a downtrend, right? And the reason for the recent one is because of the announcement that came out on the media concerning the US announcing its sixth consecutive night of strike on the Iran, right? That has caused the stock market to be actually moving to the downside. All right. And talking about the tension in the Middle East, right? If you look at US oil has been on the buy for a very long time now. All right. And for me personally, I don't see that buy coming to an end anytime soon, right? Because the tension is still ongoing. All right. And at the same time, if you look at gold, all right, if you look at gold also since the beginning of this week has been on a downtrend as well. Okay. And one thing you should understand about gold is that most people believe that whenever there's tension, there's war, gold is seen as safe haven, investors want to gold. Yes, you're correct, right? But at the time, you need to also learn how to analyze and look at at the markets at the macro perspective, right, from a different lens. Because if you look at the tension that is going on currently, you look at the Middle East Arab, right? You agree with me that one of their biggest so let me correct this. Right, sorry, one of the biggest commodities they rely on is oil, and currently they are experiencing some oil crisis. So what would they do? They will need to fall back to gold to begin to sell off their gold so they can stay afloat till when all these stuff is being settled, or whenever they come to and whenever there's going to be peace. All right, and that's why we've been seeing a downtrend on gold since the beginning of this week. How I wish we started this since last week. I would have given you the heads up from last weekend. All right, because I had a sell good buyer since last week based on what is happening globally. All right, and then if you look at yesterday, the price of gold fall towards or below $4,000 per ounce. Right, that was on Thursday, and currently the price of the price of gold is approaching I think November 2025 level. Right, that was approaching the level of 2025, November 2025. Right, and the reason for that as well is also the escalation tension in the Middle East that drove oil prices higher and reinforced concern, okay, that that interest rates could remain elevated. Sorry, let me please come on, confirm. Can you hear me? I want to be sure. I don't know what's wrong here.
Hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. Right, all right. Remain elevated. So if you look at that, right, based on the drop in gold, right? Based on the drop in gold, it was also caused by the attack, right? By the attack from the US to the Iran. So of course, pretty much bearish on the gold, right? Bullish on the US oil, and then currently still bearish on stocks. Okay, bearish on stocks. I think I made a couple of tweets right on my X account. I think that was early this week concerning that um stock issue, right? And then we need to see some little move and then so on and so forth. So yeah, guys, that is it for the just try to give us a recap for this week. By Monday, right? Sunday, we are going to see how the news unfold, what's going to happen, if there's going to be change in bias. You understand? This is the macro. You can't tell for sure that yeah, it's going to be like going like that. But currently, I'm bearish on gold, bearish, bullish on the US oil, bearish on the stocks, and also bullish on the dollar. You understand? I'm bullish on the dollar. All right. And then yeah, so from Monday, right, we're giving us what is new, right? The developments that will occur over the weekend. Okay, and then we're going to see how to capitalize on that move. So guys, I'll drop the mic here and then continue from come on. What's good, my man?
Yeah, I have a question for you real quick. Looking at oil, US oil, we had a very good ride on US oil for a buy, and currently we are ranging.
Yeah.
So, what do you think this range is trying to? Can you help us interpret what's currently going on and
All right.
what we should expect?
I think I'm coming. Let me share my chats. I think you need to accept that from the room. Come, let me see if
All
I
right.
can do that. Okay, let me go back to one data frame. Sorry, is my chat showing? Is my chat? Is it showing over there?
Yes, yes. Just hold on.
I just want to show us an example using the chat.
All right, go ahead.
Right. So I've been on the buy on US oil since the end of July. Okay, since on the 10th of July, and there's a couple. I want two, three, four, five. So like six. If I'm correct, right? You see that the oil has been buying, and then due to the war going on in the Middle East. Sorry. So let's go to 4 hours and let me explain. Now, if you look at what is happening, you see that the market is reading based on the question you asked, right? And the market is now if you see there is for this right is there is no strong catalyst yet, right? From how they call it from the fundamental perspective to the price higher or lower. So we are still watching what's going to happen because what's happening here based on chart, based on technical, right, is more of a right there where lots of traders are accumulating more orders, and then you can see that the market has been winning there. So now we're waiting for a catalyst. Let's say any over the weekend, right? That is going to come because they have been seeing some news whereby they are talking about peace deal, but then we have not any concrete um reason or catalyst for the market to move. But I don't think that will happen because I see the investors still going higher and higher. What is happening because there was a news I saw, right? But I'm still yet to vet the news, right? I'm still yet to vet that news talking about talking about what's the name? Sorry, let me try and get and if I can get that. Yeah, talking about the Truth Social, right? To sell faster access to Donald Trump post to trader. So that thing happening alone, still be causing some panic, right, in the market. Because if, for example, now, just take the example Bloomberg kind of, for example, you can get news earlier, right, on the Bloomberg. Okay, sorry, you can get news earlier right, on the Bloomberg when it comes to fundamentals, right, than our normal news outlet will talk about forex factory and the rest, right? So now, what they're going to do when we don't talk about, sorry, let me, where is that stuff, right? We'll talk about where is that stuff? Where's that stuff? Where's that stuff? I need to get that clear. Okay, let me see. So when we talk about the True Social to sell access, which simply means that these guys, right, might want to control the market. They are heavily, when we talk about they want to control the market heavily, right? Heavily on fundamentals based on people who might have access to some certain kind of information with few. And of trader for not for retail trader like me and you understand. So this range that is happening here is caused by a lot of factors, right? But then I'm still waiting for the weekend to see how the weekend is going to play out. Me to know to know what's happening and the catalyst that might drive market. If you look at it, you see that the market started on a very good note, pumped up heavily a bit, like very to this particular point, I will begin to reach. All right, so I'm still those catalysts that will drive the market to the upside. So for now, there's an accumulation going on, right, on the market. You have a lot of accumulation. So if the catalyst, let's say bearish for the oil, I might be closing my trade and then see what happens next. But then I still have a strong belief the escalation going to go on based on what is happening globally. I hope that answers your question. Come on.
Yes, it does answer the question. Thank you very much for sharing that. Guys, as you can see, it's going to be a continuous discussion as regards anything you want answers to on the chat. We are here for you. If you also want educational content, you just ask the questions and we'll deliver as you wish. All right. Thank you very much for that because I was also looking at the US oil for buy continuation due to the escalation in the Middle East and so far so good. It was going in line until I spotted this current range, and it only keeps me to ask what's really going on. So I mean, hearing that insight from you, V, has given me a much more decisive decision to follow. Yeah, so thank you. So we're still looking at that, and we're
And
looking
then
at the comments.
once
So,
when we talk about
what? Yeah, go ahead, V. I can hear you.
oh, come on, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I want to talk about gold. I'm trying to my chart is still showing. Okay, I want to show you something on come let me see. Sorry, there's something I want to show you on gold. Because if you look at gold, right, you can see that the latest escalation followed the fresh US strike on the Iran military that targets the military target and the Tehran's retaliation against the US based on the neighboring country, right? If you look at the rising concern over the security of the Strait of Hormuz, and then that is pushing that I said, like I said last night, is pushing the price of oil, right, to one of the monthly highs, the previous month high, right? If you look at it, is what is also pushing the gold down to the downside. And also, there was this statement by the Fed chairman, which is Kevin Wash, that reaffirmed his commitment to bring inflation under control. Sorry, let me look at that. To bring inflation under control, right, is what's actually driving the price of gold to the downside. I don't know what's wrong with my chart. I don't know. I want to show you that the, the bias. But yeah, you could continue. What is clear? I'll show you. I will come up with that. I don't know if you're hearing me.
All right, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. So I'm having a feedback from Knowledge TV. He said this morning news: China and Pakistan are calling for the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran and a resumption of talks. A resumption of talks. The Chinese foreign minister called on all parties to fulfill their obligations. Yes, yes, I saw that headline too as well. So we're hoping that that could actually help out in the de-escalation of the crisis in the Middle East. We hope so, and once
Well,
we can get
see,
that, then we can help
one
out.
thing concerning what Nolly TV is saying, right? One thing we should understand about the media is that the media is heavily controlled, right? It's heavily manipulated, and then there are some news that I see from a personal level, and I feel that it's actually I don't really buy the idea of that, or even believe in that, because once you look at this thing, you understand that the U.S. don't even need the Middle East anymore. You understand? Because people
Mm,
people act like Hormuz and all those Bab el Madib are everything. And then if now when we talk about blocking those blocking them, right? I think the idea would have worked 40 or maybe 20 years ago. You understand? But if you look at the petrol gas dollar, right, is anchored now in the Gulf and Mexico and the Panama Canal. If you look at it, you understand? And trust me, no one, and I repeat, no one will dare touch that if you look at it so carefully. You understand? So I just the way I'm seeing that is that Iran currently in the box, just like Venezuela and the Caribbean and Russia. You get. So if we are saying let's say if we keep listening to news sources and this thing, trust me, you will get stuck in, like, you just get stuck in there, like you just hook yourself over there. You understand? We just fake ceasefire news. I don't believe that there will be any ceasefire anytime soon from my own perspective. You understand? And then all those ceasefire talk. But then let's say it unfolds. You understand? Let's say it unfolds. But for me personally, all those talk is just media manipulation or talk kind of a thing. But regardless, see what next week we still have. And then maybe we'll have a catalyst. Then we'll have an head view of what is happening. Yeah, you get.
okay, so from the comment section, V, I'm seeing someone. His name is Sani or Sani,
Sunny,
right?
yeah.
So he's saying that yes, Sani is saying that V, what's the best way to learn fundamental? Would you say a mentor or one can also self-learn it, especially when it comes to aligning news with technical analysis?
Okay, when it comes to learning of fundamental, right? Uh, Honestly, I won't advise you learn it alone because it won't be an easy. Let me look at this. It won't be an easy route. You understand? One thing you need to understand is that um, for you to understand fundamental or the macro perspective of things, you need to at least have a basic understanding of economics. You understand, and how the economics work and how the economy work. You get. And then there are steps, right, to actually follow to get. Now, it's one thing to get the news. The news are everywhere, but it's another thing to interpret the news. And that's why when Oli TV was talking about the news this morning about China, Pakistan that are calling for ceasefire between US and Iran. You understand, and the resumption of talk. You understand? Is Yeah, you have gotten the news. Now the question is you interpreting the news. You understand? You interpreting how that particular news is going to impact the market. And one thing we should also understand is that the media is also full of lies. So you need to also learn how to decode the lies. You understand? On a normal level, right? Everybody looking at this what's happening will be thinking that gold should buy because there's crisis, because there's war, because there's tension, right, in the Middle East. But me, from the other hand, I'm not seeing that happening because there are other things that are happening behind the scene that shouldn't, you understand? If you like look at this, for example, now if you like, okay, I don't know, can you guys see my screen? All right, if you can go, for example, this is it, right? You could see since July 26, right? That is when I got the signal for I'm shooting good. I'm looking at that cell from that particular point. right? For you understand. Look at the last year low I was talking about. Let me go to the one frame so it will be clearer. Let me go to the 1 day time frame. Come on, let me adjust. Now, if you look at this, right, this is the 2025 low I was talking about, right? Now, price approaching that low, and if you look at it, it's a very, 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 very strong. It's a very, very strong level whereby the market, but this was the move where the market started the move way to um 2026, we need to have to the downside, right? And market is currently approaching that low, which is a very, very key low for us to look at. You understand? So, if you are looking at learning macro fundamental, right, you need to understand how to interpret the 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 market using the the macro. So you can't advise, right? You learn on your own. Of course, you can learn it on your own, but bro, it's going to take you a very long time. I'm not talking about months here, right? It's going to take you years because and the macro perspective of trading is one angle where in the retail industry we don't focus more, we don't talk about it more. It's more of technical. I'm not saying technical is bad, don't get me wrong, it's very good, but I'm just saying we don't focus on it more. All right. So if you're really looking at the fundamentals, right, of course it's good for you to get someone that will hold your hands and guide you through how to get the news, how to interpret the news, what to look out for, and how to decode uh the news. You know, yeah. Hope that answers.
All right. So I hope that answered your question in terms of what you should expect when you want to learn fundamentals. And don't forget, guys, by the way, you can always take a screenshot of what's happening here if you do as proof that you're on this live session. Make a post of with using that screenshot using the hashtag hash execution room and tag funded verse global account and funded verse Niger account. You can also tag myself at Uncommon King, tag V and tag FS Queen. From that, your tag hashtag funded verse team is going to be selecting their giveaway account, for next week. So please do not feed on that, right? And of course, you can also use a VIP code to get 20% discount if you wish to explore, the trading conditions of funded verse. Also, we're going to be having FS Screen come in and talk a little bit about structure. Please do well to use type voltage in the chat if you're following and you're enjoying this session. It's going to get bigger from here. So I'll encourage you guys to tell your friends to come in on board, tell your colleagues to come here. Let's have some conversation. Let's share knowledge. I'll be teaching you. I always love to teach you guys psychological, educational content when it comes to technicals, fundamentals. We have V here. So it's a full package. So you don't want to miss out on it. And I can tell you for a fact that once you are here, constantly, and you can get your friends on here, we can always look at the chart from different perspective and give you more enlightenment as to what to look out for on the chart. So I'll be having FS Queen joining now so that she can share her screen and talk basically about structure and what you look out for. Over to you, FS Queen. Are you there?
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Okay.
Okay,
Can you
hold on,
guys
hold
hear?
on. FS Queen. Sorry, sorry,
All right.
sorry. Hold on. Before we go there, I think after V, made a statement, I am getting some comments, and I'm going to read those comments out. Nollywood is saying, I think Nollywood. Oh, sorry about that. Nolly TV is saying, really understand what you are saying, but V, especially now that US is now the top producer of natural gas and oil, no matter how long the war goes on, they benefit a lot. Nice. Sunny is also saying, I don't know how to put the question direct, but I hope you would understand. Let's say now I want to learn fundamental from you and we trade different strategies. Okay. All right. And secondly, he's saying, how would one solve that problem of different strategy? Because technically I can see V selling and you see buy. I don't quite get that question though. But then again, V, over to you. He's saying that what happens if he learns, fundamentals, and then who he's learning fundamentals from is trading different strategy when it comes to the technicals. How does that align?
Okay, now real quick, up I'm audible.
Yeah, you loud and clear.
All right. Let me start from Nolly TV, right? Based on this question, right? He was asking that. He was asking that now that US is now the top producer of natural gas and oil, no matter how long the war goes on, they benefit a lot. Now, the question, one thing you should understand, I understand about macro is that once you begin to get an info, a gleaning, right, or a clue about something, or something is happening globally, ask yourself the reason why. Why is this thing happening? That why will solve a lot of, or give you a lot of answer to that thing. So that if you can get the why it's happening. Now, for me personally, the reason I'm seeing all this happening is the US, right? Or Donald Trump, or what's his name, trying to make the dollar more stronger. Do you understand? And I've gotten a gain about this since last year. And if you look, that's why if you go on the timeline, you could see that I've entered a short oil, right? I've entered a sell on what's the name, on Euro USD since I think last year or early this year. All right, last year or early this year. Then let me quickly see if I can see that. Let me see if I can see it. So I can let me see. Let me see. I've been on the Euro USD. No, no, this one. Come in. Let me see if I can see that. So yeah, to make the dollar more stronger. Oh, come on. Sorry, you can put this on the chart.
You're on the chat.
If you look at this, right? All right, all right. Now, if you look at this, right, this is when I started since of January, right? I've been on this particular trade, okay? Because why? I've gotten a gleaning based on the macro perspective that is what was going to happen, and then starting from when the what's his name? What's the name? Tariff talk has been going on, right, since the beginning of the year and the rest, right? I already know that the fight was to make the US more stronger than any other currency. You get so that alone, you need to ask yourself why. Why is this thing happening? Why are they fighting? Why is this like? So once you get the why right, it will make things a lot more easier for you. You understand? So for them, they are trying to make the dollar stronger, and that's why I'm much more bearish on the euro USD. Right? I'm much more bullish on the dollar. You understand? And coming to Sunny's question, now what about see one thing to understand technical, right? We might have different technical strategy, right? And then let's say we share the same view when it comes to fundamental, right? It's still okay. You shouldn't because you're looking at macro or fundamental outlook the same way that we should trade technically the same way because the price you might be looking at technically might be different from the price I'll be looking at technically. You understand? So we can still have the same macro fundamental view and then have different chart view when it comes to trading. Of course, we might be on the same direction. Let's say we are looking at sell, both we are both looking at sell, but our entry might be different, our stop loss might be different, and our take profit might be different. But we're actually looking at the same thing, the same way. And don't get it wrong, right? Don't get it wrong. We might also look at the same macro, right? And then still give different bias. It depends on what you can decode, what you can perceive from the market, right? Over as in over your strategy, right? So over your findings, your decoding, right? So it depends on what you are seeing. And that's why if you look at anytime I'm on common with you might know this guy, right? Modern day philosophy, right? That is the Michael. Anytime I'm on call with him, so sometimes we might be looking at the same news or we'll be arguing, just like the way you see two friends arguing about football, right? No, I don't believe this is gonna happen. No, I believe it's gonna happen, right? We might be arguing on let's say what we saw based on this, and then it's just everybody's just trying giving their analysis on what's happening globally. You understand? Okay, based on what's happening, I don't see the oil going down. Me, I see the oil going up. The other guy will be like, okay, me, I see the oil going up. I don't see the oil. So everybody will have their own view, even if we look at the same news, depending on how we perceive that. I hope that clears your question. Oh, come on, you
All
there?
right. Yes, yes, yes. I'm here. I'm here. All right. So, I mean, technically, I can see sell on the chart. Why he's seeing buy on the chart? So, to address that, Sani, yeah. Um, to address what no trader, would always see the market the same way. All right. Even if we trade the same strategy, right? Our entries would always be different, right? So trading is more like you think like your fingerprint, right? You trade what you see, right? Regardless of you and anyone trading the same strategy. All right. So if you are seeing a sell and I'm seeing a buy, it doesn't make your own sell invalidated, or it doesn't make my own buy invalidated, because we might be seeing from different perspective based on the time frames. All right. So you might be seeing a buy on the lower time frame, right? And I'll be seeing a sell on the higher time frame. Now your buy on the lower time frame is just a pullback on my own time frame. Doesn't mean that it's going to take me out. So respect your decision in the market, stand by your decision in the market, and take your trade anytime you see it, regardless of the outcome. If I take a trade and the trade hits SL, nobody is prone, to hitting SL. Every trader hits SL. So if you take your trade and you hit the SL, you understand what went wrong. You address that, journal it, take a review, and go on to the next trade. Nobody is perfect in this market. All right. So that's what I can tell you. FS Queen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right.
You want to share? I see you have a trade on. Share this trade. Give me voila.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this okay. This is swing
So
trade. This is swing trade you were talking about.
yeah. I'm still active on it.
Wow, this is going to take a long time to. Let me look for an entry on this trade.
Your entry don't go to low.
See me. I must find entry.
All right. So hi guys. So I'm gonna be taking you guys today, all right, on the educational aspect, and today we're going to be talking about market structure. Now, the name market structure, all right, is I'm also share how I came about this sale, but let me just write this up here. I'm coming. 1 minute. Okay. So market structure, right? Coming. All right. So market structure now, all right. Many individuals, we know market structure in two aspects. Now we know it as this aspect. We have it as the uptrend. Okay. We know it as the consolidating market. Consolidating, and we also know it as the downtrend. Now these are the three basic aspects of market structure. So we have what? We have the uptrend. I'm coming. Trying to okay. So we have the uptrend, we have the consolidating market, and we have the downtrend. Now, but what they fail to understand is market structure has different sections, like is into different sections. It's like when you have a course, for example, computer science, right? And people just know computer science as a study of electronics, how to operate a computer, but they fail to understand that it also has in-depth knowledge of it. Same thing with market structure. Now, most people they don't lose settles because of their strategy. Now, me, I'm a swing trader, and there are sometimes you can even decode the way I trade, but you won't be able to decode how I got my trade, right? And this is just the way I trade. I just trade this very simple pattern, all right? People can call it SMC. Me, I trade SMC. I trade ICT. I trade CROT. I trade SLK. But my main purpose is finding a particular setup based off the market structure. Now, this is a setup that I trade. All right, this is it. Most of you are conversant with this, so I'm just going to explain the logic behind it. This is it. So we call this. We have these three types of setup. All right, but I trade just two of them. I'm coming. Let me draw this properly. Come on. All right. Okay, very good. So this first one right here, we call it the type A setup. The second one, we call it the type B setup. And the third one, right, we call it the type C setup. Now, these three setups, according to logical reasoning, they're saying type A is 100%, type B is 80, type C is 50, based off analysis. Now, for me, I only trade these two types of setup, just type A, all right, and I trade type B. I don't trade type C because for me, type C is low probability. So I stick with just A and B because even if you are trading in the forex market, you need to base off back testing. When you back test a lot, you'll be able to know what particular setup plays out, all right, and the high probability of it playing out every single time. So I always trade type A and type B setup. Now let's go down to market structure. Now the question can be, a lot of traders they trade these particular types, right? But now the question is, how can you be able to identify the ones that are high probability based off the market structure? Now I trade market structure in very simple terms. 1 minute. Now I trade market structure based off one. Let me remove this. Sorry. Okay. So now this is how I identify my market structure. How to identify how you do this. Identify market structure. The first one I use is the normal structure, right? The normal structure. And now this normal structure, we have three types of structures. Okay. Now the first type is I talked about uptrend. The second type is consolidating market. Third type is downtrend. Now another thing that people don't understand is what we call weak structures. We have weak and strong structures. So this section is going to be a kind of a lengthy one. So please get your books and pens. And also if you have questions after the sections, you can also let me know in the comment section. All right. So we have the weak and strong structures. Now, what do I mean by weak and strong structure? It's very simple. Now, a weak structure is a structure that failed to do its job, right? Now, because we know that if we're in a downtrend, what we expect is price taking out the lows, giving us lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? But what happens in the case whereas price prints a lower high, and this high that price print fails to take out the previous lower low, instead it gives you a higher low, all right? Your expectation is very simple. We want this high to be taken out. So price will not change or change direction to give us a higher high, then higher low, then higher high. Now that simply tells you that this particular high now is a weak structure because it failed to take out the previous lower low, which it printed right here. That's a simple explanation, all right? Now, for a strong structure, as the name implies, strong simply means that it did its purpose by taking out the lows. So if price gives us a lower high, this lower high took out the lower low, giving us the next lower high and lower low, and all of that. Very simple, right? But most people fail to understand the logic behind this, and that's why they always hit unnecessary losses based on the fact that they're not looking at the bigger picture in price. Now, let me give you a very simple, very simple explanation. Now, let's take this pair for example. Let me clear this up. Now, let's take this pair for example. I'm coming. Okay. Now, let's take this pair for example. CAD CHF. I always like to use forex.com. So if you're asking the broker to use on your trading view, my own is forex.com. Some people use Onda, some people use FXC, and for me, forex.com is cleaner, right? So now looking at CAD CHF, what does it tell you? Now I said I have three ways of identifying market structure. Now this is identified based on structure, right? Now looking at CAD CHF, it tells you that this guy is bearish. But let's go to the 4 hours time frame. Let me show you something real quick. Now look at 4 hours. 4 hours right here, yeah, it actually shows you sorry, am I still audible? I don't know, my network glitched a bit back there. Am I still audible?
Let's go ahead. You're audible.
Okay, so now look at CAD CHF, right? Now look at the pattern that we had. What do we have here? We had this low, we had a high, we had lower low, we had lower high, we had lower low. Now after price gave us this low, we had this structure here. Now like I said, the pattern appears every single time. But if you don't understand the logic behind the pattern, you'll be taking unnecessary losses. Now, what can you see? This is what this is a particular very nice setup, right? This particular guy is a type A setup. Why? Because you have this sweep. Because I must say a sweep and break, very, very important. Sweep and break. So this is a sweep. All right, price swept this high, broke structure, right? They gave us the second leg, another structure. So this is type A setup. This is a very high probability setup. Now the question is, why did this setup fail? Why did it fail? Now, based off what I just taught you, which is a weak and strong structure. Now, when price created this structure, when price created this guy, look here, we had this high, we had this low, right? Then price created this higher, this lower high. Now ask yourself, did this lower high that price creates take out the previous lower low, this lower low here? Because this guy has to be a strong high and he has to take out this low, right? But since it failed to do that, price reacted from this particular demand zone, and that is why this sell invalidated. Very simple and short. Now the market is complicated. It's our job to make it very, very simple. So you can see price reacted from this zone, invalidating this sell overall. Because before you take any setup, ask yourself, where is price coming from? You need to know where the origin of price is coming from to know where you are going to. Because if this guy has taken out this low with a full body closure, not a weak break, a full body break, it's going to indicate that this low, right, is this sell that is gonna hold. But based on the fact that this high became a weak high, it didn't hold. This is the first example. Then the second example, I'm coming. I have lots of trades that I use for examples. I'm coming. Now, USD, okay, USD CHF, for example, now, based off structure, right? Okay, I told the first example is based on structure. Let me just list them out so I can be saying the examples as I go. So the first one is based on structure, weak and strong structures. Now, okay, yeah, NZD. Okay, I had two swing trade. I had one on NZD US, Okay, I'm trying to remember the swing trade I had. Let me check my watch list 1 minute. I'm coming. I'll be able to refresh my memory. Okay. Was it odd CHF I had a swing trade on? It was odd USD. Okay. All right. I've seen it. Okay. GP card. Okay. Okay. All right. Now I'm mainly looking at GP AUD. Just be GP card. There's this particular pair I'm trying to use, for example. I've forgotten the name though. I'm coming. Forgotten the name. All right, let's move along. I'm gonna remember it. Let's move along. So the first example I talked about identifying structure is base or structure, which is your normal sweet strong high and strong low, right? Now the second one is based off candlesticks. The third one is based off premium and discount levels. I'm coming. And discount levels. Now, most people fail to understand that candlestick plays a very, very important role when identifying structures. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, you can see that the market is made up of candles. Let me go to the higher time frame here. So the market is made up of candles, right? Now, when price, the main logic of candles is very simple. We have this bearish candle, right? We have the wick, because candle is made up of two, which is the body and the wick. So we have this. Now, when price gives you this particular candle, our simple expectation is when price takes out a candle's high, okay, it always comes for the candle low. Very simple. And at the same time, price, I think Uncommon made mention of volume tools. Now, the volume tools that I use is what key levels and averages, key levels and fair value gap. All right. Now, when price is now reacting from a particular key level, and now we have different types of key level. Now, these are the key levels we have. I'm coming. The first key level we have is A-shape key level. The second one is V-shape. The third one is open and close. Open and close, I'm just going to use the short form OC key level. All right. The first one is inverse key level. Now, let me show you a picture of each of them. Now, this is how an A-shape looks like. As the name implies, A-shape, your A, B, C, D, alphabetical order. A-shape is literally shaped as an A. All right. Now, V-shape, the same thing. is usually shaped as V. Do you understand? Like VFX. You understand? So V. Now, open and close. So we have this guy. Open and close simply identifies that the space in between two candles, that space that's in between these two candles, is your open and close key level. Do you understand? Open and close key level. And note, every open and close key level, let's say this guy is on the 1 hour time frame. Let's say this open and close is not the 1 hour time frame. This open and close, it is equals to an A shape or V shape key level on the higher time frame. I'm going to show you right now. This open and close on the lower time frame is equals to an A shape or V shape key level on the higher time frame. I'll come back to this. Why the first one is inverse key level. Now the inverse key level simply shows QM arrow. So it's literally the QM arrow key level. Whereas you have this key level, right? So this is your inverse, the QM arrow key level. I call it inverse. Some people call it QM arrow. All right, the same logic, different name. So QM arrow key level. Now the idea of an A-shaped key level is for price to come here and do what? And sell, right? We want price to come here and sell. That's the A-shaped key level. Now V-shape is literally the opposite of the A-shape, right? Because we want price to come here and do what? And buy. All right. Now open and close serves two purposes based on the trend. So if it's a downtrend, you want price to come to the open and close and sell. But if it's an uptrend, you want price to come to the open and close and buy. You get my point? So these are just the four basic types of key levels. Now the question is, how can you use them in identifying market structure? Do you understand? So let me just remove this and come in. Now, since we have that out of the way, now back to the candlestick. Now, when price takes as a candle's high, what we expect is the candle's low to be taken out. And there is one logic I do not play with. CRC. Now, most people trade CRC in different way. The way I trade my own is very simple, based off candle color combination. Now, what I mean by that is simple. If we want to see a bearish CRT, this is the candle color code I use. So for a bearish CRT, the color code is very simple. I'm coming. Bearish CRT, color code is very simple. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. All right. Now, for a bullish CRT, I want to just see the opposite, right? So for a bullish CRT, I want to see, okay, I want to see a bearish, bullish, bullish. Now, a CRT is only going to work perfectly, one, when it's in alignment with trend, and two, when it is coming from a volume 2. Very simple rules. It must be in alignment with trend and it must be coming from a volume 2. Now, this color code I just gave you, I call it my classic CRT color code, because once you see this color code, it tells you the next candle that's going to print without you understand. You can actually anticipate the next candle direction that's going to print. Now, for a bearish CRT, what I mean by bullish, bearish simply means that, let's say this for example is a bearish CRT. So that means your first candle serves as the range. It serves at the range. So how a CRT is internally, this is how it is. This candle here, is like this. This is the candle like this. Then the second candle that prints will now sweep the candles high. All right. Then the third candle now breaks it. That's just how CRT is. This candle, sorry, my network is, I'm coming. Okay. So sweep candles high, which is a sweep of what liquidity. Then the third candle that comes the next day or the next week, what breaks the low, which is taking out the first candle's low. Very, very simple logic. So this first candle now sell as a bullish candle. Second candle now will not be the bearish. So let's use red in this one. So second candle will not sweep. The sweep must be a sweep and closure below. Sweep and closure below. If this guy sweeps and refuses to close below, indicates that I am not selling, I want to start buying. So everything is based off the second candle's was closure. Do you understand? So you can open here and still consolidate it until it sweeps and closes below into the first candle before he identifies that I'm going to sell. So once you see this, anticipate. Always anticipate the next candle to be what? To be a bearish candle. And this guy is going to take out all the lows up until the first candle's low. This is for a bearish CRT. Now for a bullish CRT, the same logic applies. Whereas you have the bullish candle here, right? you have the bullish candle here, okay, and then what you expect is this bullish candle serves as the trading range. It serves as a trading range. So price gives you the bullish candle. So you want the next candle to print to come into the first candle's low, take it out, sweep the candle's low, and close inside that trading range. So it comes here, sweep the candle's low. All right. Now the second candle, like I said, the color code is what? Is what? Bullish, bearish, bearish. Second candle now becomes a bearish candle. All right. Now the third candle now comes inside the trading range and then takes out the both candles high. All right. So I'm pretty sure that's simple enough. Now let's move on. Now the question now is, how can you identify this on the chart and how can you mix it with market structure? What's your market structure? Let me not confuse. What's your market structure? So now let's move here. Now, like I said, CRT only works in alliance with trend. Now this is a very, very nice example. I love this. Now let's look at this together. If you see this here, what is this color code? We have this, right? We have this. See this sweep here. This sweep. This is a what? This is a bullish candle. This is a bearish candle. This is a bearish candle. But now, why did this CRT fail? It is very simple. The answer is very simple. It is against the trend. Now zoom out a bit. This is a weekly time frame, mind you. Zoom out a bit. Where is the trend of GP card? Now, if you are always confused in identifying your trend, you can use your line chart. Use your line chart. It's going to give you a better picture of the trend. Now, the trend is telling you what? We have this guy. What is this? Higher highs, higher low, higher high. So why are you selling? All CRT will not work unless it's not in alliance with trend. Do you understand? This guy is literally against the trend. So that is why once the second candle reacted, obviously we had the third candle, but the second candle reacted to this what? Look at this. This is what? This is an A-shaped key level. All right, this is an A-shaped key level. That price what gave the breakout and then used it at the V-shaped key level, right? So look at this. Price traded from this key level right here and took the next buy. That's why this CRT did not hold. Okay. And one more thing, before I forget, let me drop it up here. Another thing to help you identify structure is your sweep and break. Sweep and break. So in case I forget this, you guys can remind me in the comments. So in case I forget to explain it as we're going, sweep and break. I'm going to explain this in a bit, but let's continue. Now let me use gold for example. 1 minute. Let me use gold for example. Now looking at gold, I remember when I drew up this particular setup, but people were laughing and saying gold is gonna buy this and that. I didn't argue, right? Because I'm just a technical analyst. I'm not a market maker. But logically looking at gold, my dear, please just look at this particular trend. Go to the line chart. Let me clear this up. Go to the line chart. What is gold telling you? Always look at the right side of market. Market is divided into two sides. Where I'm sitting right now, this here, where I'm sitting, right? I'm coming. Let me use this line chart. Where I'm sitting right now, this right here, this is my left hand side. Where I'm sitting right now, this is my left. This is my left, and this guy here is my right. From where I'm sitting right now. How I identify my market structure to be on the right side of markets, use the right hand side. To be on the right side of markets, use the right hand side. Because once price takes out a strong high or low, the left hand side will serve as a reaction to the main right hand side of the market. Because whatever you're seeing on gold left hand side is just a reaction for the next pullback, for the next sell. Because when Uncommon was explaining gold sales, he mentioned that the price is currently reacting from this key level. All right and fine, that's why we had the buy up here. This key level, this V-shaped key level, right? That's why we had this buy. But looking at the left hand side, this buy is not going to hold. Because market is saying that I'm not going to buy again. I want to start selling. The one thing traders fail to understand is stop predicting the market. Don't predict, react. Because if you keep on predicting that price is going to come back to this level, this and that, my dear, you miss out on a lot of profitable moves. So looking at gold right now, this is it. Now, this guy did not even need much explanation. Come to the weekly time frame. The CRT time frame I use is weekly and daily. I don't go lower than daily time frame. For those of you asking, I use weekly and daily CRTs. So this is it, weekly CRT here. Look at this. This is a bullish candle. Now, what was the number one? The number one rule I gave is what? The color code. This is what? Bullish, bearish, bearish. Now, price has taken the bullish candle, which is the first candle that served as a trading range. Now, immediately this candle was taken, all right, we had the second candle sweep and close inside the first candle trading. That alone should tell you that week we're entering, which is this week candle. gold is going to sell. So immediately gold sell. How can you identify the sell? My dear, this is a weekly time frame. If you go to the daily time frame, you must see a breakout. You must see a breakout, either a breakout or a sweep and breakout, to confirm the sell is going to happen. So let's go to the daily and see if you have a breakout or a sweep and breakout. Now look at the daily. After we had that sweep, what are you seeing? You're seeing multiple breaks to the downside. The first break happened here. The second break is currently happening. So once you see this particular logic happening on this particular pair, you don't need anybody to tell you that was going to have a buy, all right? Whereas you have this particular sell, there's a particular break here. Here, to me, this is not a break. This is more or less like a liquidity grab for me, because price had this liquidity here. This was it for me. This was how it is. Look at this. We had this here, this structure here. Are you saying that this was what I have on gold? Lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low. So this buy was only, this buy happened during CPI, right? When we had the CPI release, price gave that buy. People were happy, we're going to buy, right? Well, how far my buyers? Are you still buying or you're selling good right now? Because if you're still buying good, I don't have anything for you. But if you're selling good for you, because we have the gold sales that are currently happening. Where price currently is, today is Friday, right? I expect gold, if gold wants to continue selling, we should reject off this key level or any other levels inside this particular breakout. So when gold rejects, we're gonna dump. Very simple. This is just based off CRT, just majorly looking at CRT. Now let me go back to the trade I'm currently. Let me show you how I got my trade. Now this is NZD USD. Excuse me. Now how I got my trade is very, very simple. I always look on the weekly time frame. Then I go to the daily and H4. My dear, I don't go lower than H4 time frame. I don't go lower, because anything I'm on the H4 is very good for me. So looking at the weekly time frame, what does NZD USD tell you? Will I remove this chart? Okay, look at this. Now, NZD USD, based off how I'm trading, is very simple. I'll go to the line chart first. Let me remove this. I'll go to the line chart first. I'll ask myself, where is the current breakout in price? Where do we currently break out? Now, what can we see? The current breakout is where? To the downside. Very simple, right? We currently broke out to the downside. Now, ask myself, where is that particular breakout reacting from? Now, that breakout is reacting from a what? From a key level. Number 2 step. Now, number 3, do you have your structure, which is a type 1 or type 2 structure? Now, let's check it out together. Going to the 4-hour time frame now. What can you see right here? This structure. You can see what? The sweep, the break. This is type 2 setup, which has the internal second leg. Do you understand? This is all I look out for. Sweep, break, and liquidity. Very, very simple. Do you understand? See, once you understand that the market structure is very, very simple to analyze, you won't need to be taking unnecessary losses. And this is just why I took this trade. Now let me give you one more example before I hand over the mic to Uncommon. I will continue this section. I just want to know if Uncommon has something to say before I continue. So let me give some examples, right? So let's see. Now there's this trade that on USD CHF. Now I said we also identify structure based off premium and discount, right? I've taught you about CRT. I won't talk about key levels. Now based on premium and discount levels. Now looking at USD CHF, we are bullish. My dear, we are bullish. Why are we bullish? Because we have a recent breakout to the upside, one. And where is price currently reacting from? We are currently reacting from this key level. See this key level? We are currently reacting from this key level. Now, after that reaction happened, let's go to the 4 hours time frame. Now, just based off structure. Now, what can you see here? You can see this guy. You can see high, low, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high. Now, this higher high, this is a recent this is a recent low, and this is a recent high in price. Do you understand? Now, once you identify your recent trading range, take out your premium and discount tool. This is the one I use. This is the levels I have. This is the levels I have, right? I have these levels. We have the 0, 0.5, and 1. I don't use any other level. I don't know any other level. Just these three levels is good for me. So you take it from your swing low to your swing high. Come here. From here, right? Take it to your swing high. This is a discount. Right here is your D. D identify discount. Your P identify premium. The simple logic behind discount and premium level is this: price buys from discount and sells from premium. So as soon as price comes into your premium level, you sell. As soon as it gets into your discount, it buys. So only and only if you are buying should you buy on discount levels. Now I saw some trades on USDC. I was personally on this trade, right? But I closed out last week based off how last week also closed. Now look at this. We had this particular very clean sell. It's very clean, right? We had this sell on the 1 hour or 2 hours time frame. Now this was it. We had this structure here. We had the sweep. We had the sweep. We had the break. All right, and we had the liquidity. Now immediately you have this, your next target is to find your POI. There was a POI on the 1 hour time frame. Let me just mark out any POI above the liquidity. This was it. Now what happened here? Price sold, right? We sold off here. But now immediately we sold. Let me show you something very interesting. Immediately we sold. I think we got around 3 arrow on this particular trade. But for me, I don't always take fixed arrow. I target from the swing high to the swing low because logic tells me that this guy is going to be taken if he wants to sell. So, but price goes around 3 arrow, right? But last week when price closed, let's go to daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see what we had a reaction of this key level. Now I'm going to show you two things. So stay with me. We had a reaction of this key level 1. Now looking at CRT. Looking at CRT, what does CRT tell you? Removing this guy, and remove this guy as well. CRT tells me that on that same daily, we had this guy. We had this low taking. And all these highs were targets. Now, it's something about CRT that I came to understand. It's like a connection. When price created this first candle, which is a bearish candle, we had bullish. So you should expect the next candle to be bullish, and that's why this guy was taken. So very simple logic behind why this trade failed. 1, premium and discount level, which is in line with trend. 2, key level of the reaction, and 3, CRT. So if you knew this, you wouldn't have taken this loss on this particular pair right now. Do you understand? So I'm gonna go on a bit of a break. I'm going to resume this section. So I'm going to hand over to Uncommon to just let us know if there's something for us before I come on board again. So Uncommon, are you there? Yeah, Uncommon, are you with me, or you went to go and sleep? So you can leave the thing to me now. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Amazing outlook. Amazing a one from you, delivery from you. I can see the comment section. A lot of people are really applauding and happy about the knowledge that you have been able to share. Yeah. So guys, like I said, right? Today is the first time that we started this, right? And it's going to go on, every day. And I think I shared the itinerary earlier, but for those of you that are just joining in, because I can see that we have more people that have joined in, and I can see a lot of voltage emoji chats. Thank you very much for that. It shows that you guys are all active. And like I said, there is a giveaway that you guys need to win next week. But all you need to do to win that giveaway, you have to simply get in on X, use the hashtag execution room, take a screenshot of this live session to indicate as proof that you are on the live, and then make a post, whatever you learned here, or or you have any question, make a post using that hashtag and using the screenshot and tag Funded Vest Global account, Funded Vest Nigeria account. You can tag myself, tag V, and tag FS Queen as well, and that is where the Funded Vest team will be selecting the winners from. Okay, and also these sessions are going to be holding every day, right? On Monday we talk about fundamentals, macroeconomics. On Tuesday, we look into technicals by me. On Wednesday, we have the midweek macroeconomics and fundamentals by V as well. And on Thursday, it's technicals by me. And Fridays, we're going to be having a Q&A session where you can come and talk about your challenges, things that you're going through, and you need questions that need answers to questions that you can't answer yourself. You come on here, and then educational content will always be as part of the incentive of these live sessions from Monday to Friday. That's why you always needs to to be on this session. And of course, tell your friends to come on here, right? Of course, you know that if you want to access me to get this knowledge, or you want to access any of us to get this knowledge, it's a paid thing. But um, Funders has been able to, bring us out here for you to access us, and then ask whatever you need to ask. We pay for you. All right. So we're still looking at the trade setup. So let me see what we have currently right now. That's our technicals. Um, yeah. So for our USD CHF is still going, right? And like I said, the new 4-hour candle has opened. Expect price back into this level. For those of you that are looking for a re-entry, right? We want to see price pull back into this level and then continue. So if you're looking for a re-entry, you can put your eyes on that. All right, you can put your eyes on that. All right. For gold, we are patiently waiting for gold to get in here. All right, I'm patiently waiting for this trade with everything I got within me. All right. Yeah. So I want to see price take out this. I already shared the breakdown how I got this trade, and FS Queen has done the same thing. So it's actually in line with what she saw. All right. So I want to see price get to this point, and then we sell from there. So I'll use confirmation entry to enter here, and then I sell to this point. For Euro JPY failed to give us a confirmation. I needed to see a break below this level, but as you can see, it's not giving us that confirmation. So I wouldn't be doing anything until the confirmation is there. All right. So US oil, we talked about the fundamental aspects of US oil. Strongly bullish on US oil. Currently we're in a range. And let's see if we break out of this range for buy continuation to the upside. Whatever the case may be, well, we would know from here. All right. So I think this should be next week, looking into what we'll have for next week and what's is going on in the Middle East as regards China and Pakistan trying to step into, you know, the conversation between US and Iran to call for a ceasefire. So the outcome of that would be determined what we'll be looking out for next week. All right. So that's it we're looking out for. So we're supposed to disengage from this chart right now and you know, um, come back again during the New York session around 1:30. So once it's 1:30, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So anytime we get live, we go on live. And when you subscribe, turn on the post notification or turn on the notification button, right? So that anytime we come live, you don't need to start saying, oh, what's the time? You just get the notification that we're live and you jump on here. Trust me, there's a lot of things that you're going to get from this sessions that we're holding. All right. And it's going to really help your journey because we're not holding anything back. We're going to be showing you. If you ask me or come and show me your strategy, I will show you here. I'm not going to like hide anything. I will show you point blank. You understand? So that's one of the benefits that you are going to be getting from this. All right. So we're going to leave, but let me look at the comment section and see what people are saying before we look at something. Before we would take a break and then come back during New York session. All right. So going through the comment section currently right now, I can see we have quite a number of feedback. So thank you very much for all this feedback you guys are giving. It's really encouraging and it makes you know FS, can you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. I think I thought I was no longer audible. All right, so I can see Nolly TV. I don't know why I keep calling you Nolly. Then you got I don't know why they call her Nollywood. Okay, so I think I'll be showing the chart on the screen so that you guys can as well. So let me scroll back up because I'm seeing a lot of voltage in the chart. W voltage in the chart. All right, I see a lot of voltage, and you can as well, use the link, the code VIP to get a 20% discount for those of you that want to explore the trading condition of Fund Invest. You can do that as well. It's on the screen here. So we have first time. This person is saying, yeah, he's saying first time hearing V. First time hearing V explain chart analysis. Interesting, sir. Yeah. Um, another person is saying second time joining V on the chat. Okay, that's nice. Let's see who next we have here. Okay, so we have all right, so we have D942 trader says really good explanation in the logic of CRT. Amazing, amazing. That goes to that shout out goes to FX Queen. Augustine says knowledge choke here. I mean, you can't have a combination of the FX Queen and myself, and you not want to be paralyzed with knowledge, and not just knowledge, practical knowledge actually. All right, so thank you for that feedback. We have D942 trader says, please can who else can hear the confidence in the voice? Yeah, I mean when you know what you know, no one can take that away from you. So for you to hear the confidence in FS Queen's voice when she was teaching that aspect, you should understand that someone who knows his or her onions, would always speak without boundaries. All right. Now we had this feedback from Lolly. He said, if I had you as my teacher in the first year of getting into forex, maybe I would have advanced more because I treat the same model too, but unprofitable. Had to come back this December to restart. Wow, that's quite unfortunate, but not really unfortunate because it's part of the process that people, would go through, right? It's just a constant refinement. And I'll tell you for a fact, none of us, including FX Queen herself or V, got it straight up, right? There were times where we got frustrated, we had to start all over again. It seems like we knew it at some point. It looks as if, oh, really, like I say, we don't really get this thing clear again. That kind of thing. But we kept being, resilient with our process and say, okay, you know what, we're going to continue as long as we're progressive. We'll continue doing these things till we see the light. And one thing about trading, it look as though it's not working, and sometimes it look as if it's working, and then sometimes again as if it's not working at all. But that is the process of trading. You have to just keep refining, keep at because the more you stay glued to trading in terms of the educational and learning aspect, and not just learning but also practicalizing what you've learned, the more you become you get more clarity. And one thing I tell people about trading is that as a trader is not just about buying and selling. Trader is not just about, I have a strategy. Trading is about, I said trading is about clarity and peace of mind. And clarity comes from the accumulation of knowledge that you have and the application of that knowledge, right? And why the peace of mind comes from the self mastery of yourself in terms of applying those knowledge you have accumulated. So clarity and peace of mind, if you don't have it while trading, there's no way your confidence can be exuded, or can be, put out there when you're talking about the forex market. All right. So someone is also asking, please, is this recorded? Yes, you can always come back to Funded Verse YouTube channel. Under the live session, you see playlist, you see videos, you see live. Under the live, all our live sessions are recorded there, so you can as well rewatch them anytime you like. Okay. That's Miracle saying that. Okay. um Chilat for L says, what a nice lecture. Amazing, amazing. Thank you guys for the feedback. Who else we have here? Miracle is saying, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you very much. We're also glad to be giving such, value and insight. Who else do we have here? D942 trader said the experience is really good here. Of course, that is what funded vest brings to you. All right. And he also further said, from here, explanation, a lot to consider before entry. Yeah, there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to your entry, right? And that's why when you're doing your analysis, you need to be really, in tuned. All right, you need to pay attention to details. You need to be meticulous about everything because one mistake will cost you money, and once that costs you money, it has a way to affect your emotions and can further make you start making irrational decisions in the market that will lead to more losses. All right, and Nolly TV said, really, really superb. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Miracle said, I'm so loving this. Of course, we're also loving it as well as you are. And Nollywood said, uncommon for a reason. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're hearing this and we are happy to hear that. All right. All speakers doing great. FS Queen, this is for you. Miracle said, FS Queen, I love you. All right. She also said, this is eye opening. All right. This is eye opening. D942 trader said, yeah, they are all doing great. All right, so we have a lot of comment sections, a lot of comments in this comment section, and I really love to have read all of them. But I'll just pick the ones that are much more intrigued, like much more relative to our discussion here. Miracle said, "I love how FS Queen explains and read the charts. Yes, that's clarity. That's clarity, and it comes with peace of mind." All right. Yeah, so the final comment here is from Maduka Solomon says, I love both teachings from you, two same as mine method, but I got lost. Right now I'm starting from afresh. I really need you both knowledge to build me up stronger. And okay, Maduka, we got you. Samson said, where have you been all my life? Amazing. I mean, this is an experience that we're happy to be part of, and give a big shout out to Funded Verse for putting this out there for the community, right? And what we'll need to do moving forward is that you need to always engage. I tell you guys, check on the comment section. You would see a pinned post where you can follow Funded Verse on all the social media accounts from X to their Discord and Telegram community. You get updates of what's going on, and do well to subscribe um, to the YouTube channel. Turn on the post notification so that anytime we come live, you are going to be alerted. Okay, and of course, you should know by now, voltage is power. So we'll catch you guys on the next session by 1:30 p.m. New York session. In the meantime, bye for now.